Before we start the next few page designs, I want to make some pockets or tags or tuck spots, not sure what yet, using some of these scraps. The way we're going to do it is glue them onto a book page. This is quite strong paper, so one singular book page, even though it's thin, is going to be plenty strong enough. We don't have to think about design because basically we're just creating a patchwork that we can put fussy cuts or designs over the top of. It's more about, let's just get this with some glue down, and then when it's dry, cut it into the relevant size pockets that we need. What you can do is you can make it even stronger by overlapping, smooth it down, try and get it to bond. It's a great way to use up scraps anyway, but it also means that you end up with a unique looking piece on your journal without it taking too long to do. You don't need artistic skill. If you're using printables that all mix and match anyway, you don't have to make those kinds of decisions. You know everything will work together. I find the best glue to use for this is a Pritt stick, not because it sticks particularly well, but because it doesn't wrinkle that very thin book page. And it doesn't really matter even how thin your scrap is, it can still be used. Once you've covered your book page, let me just get a little bit on that last bit, you set it to one side to dry, and we'll be cutting them up as soon as they're dry enough to do that. That's one I did earlier. Here's another one. I've got enough scrap to do one or two more, so I will. I've added the white and the matte to the reverse of our gatefold, and I've already started to cut up some of these little masterboards. This one being a pocket with a slant top. It's been edged in the ink. Before we add it, I think we could add a decoration to it. I've just got to find something that looks like it might work with this. I kind of like that one because it's a slanted pocket and the bear slants in a similar direction. I think we could leave that basically as it is. Don't need to add any words or prompts to that one. I think it's looking like we could do 3.5 inch across, and it could go above the top of the pocket, so at least 5. Now the one we've got made is 3.5 across and just under 5. We can back this with a plain piece of paper. While we're waiting for that to dry, we can choose a decoration for it. We have the bear in the basket, and we could do a prompt as well. Favourite outfit, and throw that down. This card has now been trimmed up. I'm going to make this one into a tag. So we're going to cut the corners off the top one using my little homemade plastic card template. The halfway point, we will punch a hole. We have a bit of ribbon, and then that can go into our pocket. Maybe take a bit more off those tag ribbons. On the reverse one, so the other side of that, going that way, I want to put the base down again. I've cut 2 strips the same width, and we're going to make pockets that go above each other. And to do that, we're going to cut one of those little keyholes in the center, possibly round off the corners, stain them. Before we put these down, we could decorate with some of the fussy cuts. We have favourite meals, and that's a jar of honey by the look of it. This one, I've got a small basket that will fit on there. We have favourite snack, so they are similar. Put the larger one at the bottom and the next size above it. leave a gap enough that you can put a journaling card in there as well. Made 2 journal cards to fit these pockets. All I need to do is, they've already been backed, is stain the back and add a decoration to the front. Still got loads of fussy cuts left. That one will fit on that one. That bear will fit on there. Let's set those aside to dry for a little bit while we look at what's left to do. So it goes that way. The back, 1, 2, 3, 4.